Okay, so now that we've talked about Claire and her story, we're going to move to James Hildreth and the story of the other firefighters. So, as we do our read for just in this section from pages 83 to 85, pay careful attention to what James Hildreth is doing and what happens with the firefighters of Chicago. Let's get started. During the night, James Hildreth and his men were hard at work trying to prevent the fire from spreading south. After the first few blasts failed to bring down the structures, Hildreth figured out precisely how much powder was needed. Soon, he and his helpers were blasting apart house after house along Harrison Street. By the time they had reached the Wabash Avenue Methodist Episcopal Church, they were capable of setting off a powerful charge every 5 minutes. With the houses leveled, the local residents grabbed buckets and kept the debris soaked until the threat of fire passed. Hildreth's methods appeared harsh to many, especially to those who saw their homes blow up after the fire was still blocks away. But there was little doubt that the fire breaks he created halted the southward creep of the fire and saved several blocks of homes from destruction. While the fire was being contained in the south, to the north another story was unfolding. The width and speed of the fire made it impossible for weary firemen to work in an organized or coordinated way. Besides, they were now beyond exhaustion. 2 nights of firefighting and little rest or food had pushed many to the brink of collapse. Several had to be taken from the area in wagons. One tired fireman sat down on the street corner to catch his breath and promptly fell asleep despite the roar of the fire around him. At 6 o'clock on Monday morning, the fire had been burning over 9 hours and seemed capable of continuing its march north unless more help could be found. Chicago's mayor, Robert B. Mason, had been up all night receiving reports about the spread of the fire and praying for a miracle. Finally, he gave up hope and sent urgent telegrams to surrounding cities and towns. "Chicago is in flames," read his message to the mayor of Milwaukee. "Send your whole department to help us." Aid came pouring in from Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Dayton, Louisville, Detroit, Port Huron, Bloomington, Springfield, Janesville, Allegheny, and Pittsburgh. Some cities sent steamers and ladder wagons. Others sent badly needed hose and fresh firefighters, and many did so at great risk. Milwaukee put 3 steamers and their crews on board a train, leaving that city with only 1 working engine. The sun rose on Monday, and Chicago continued to burn. The fire went largely unchecked because the additional men and equipment took so many hours to arrive. Okay, we're going to stop there. Go ahead and stop and jot. Read for gist. Number 2, what's going on in this section of the text? Who is doing what? Okay.